All right, round two. I guess I messed up the first one. I tried to bring Chad on here to. I don't know. I'm trying to use Facebook Live features and stuff, but I don't know if that even worked out or not. But it just kind of ended for some reason. But thought I'd come on here, do a Facebook Live. Hopefully, some of my friends here will join and everything. But wanted to get a chance to bust on a Facebook Live and see if we can talk about what happens when you got a deal under contract, right? I'm over here in Redondo right now, and this is kind of like my little happy place on Fridays and on the weekends. I love to come down here and play beach volleyball, and so I figured that I'd try to do some Facebook Lives on the week, Fridays, about this time. Try to do a Facebook Live here and there. So if you're in here, let me know who you are, because I can't really see, I'm still getting used to this, so I don't really see exactly who is in here, but let me know, so say hi, and we could talk about anything that you have a question about or anything you want to talk about. But I figured we talk about, just kind of like what goes on when you get a deal under contract, and when you get something under contract, really what happens. So I've had this deal under contract for a little bit now, and it actually officially went into due diligence phase. The due diligence clock just started earlier this week. So we were able to kind of sort of finagle a few days in there where we, hi chat, appreciate it, thanks for coming back. I don't know what happened. We were able to finagle a few days in there, a few extra days, and able to get some, a few extra days of just kind of early due diligence. But our property, it's a self-storage property, officially went under contract this week. And so now we're in the stages of due diligence, and just gonna talk about what goes on and everything. So if you got any questions, write to me while you're in here. Like those of you who are in here, I can't really see who's in here. So type in the chat who you are, and if you have questions, I just want to say hi to people. Otherwise I'm kind of like talking to a screen here. And so let me know who's in here. Love to answer your questions or talk to you. Yeah, thank you, chat. Congratulations to you as well, as you're on doing your due diligence earlier this week as well. So the property went officially under contract. So some of the early things you do once you get the property under contract is you got to sign your escrow agreement. Hey Evelyn, how are you doing? You got to get your escrow agreement, so you got to sign the escrow agreement. So you have to work with a title company and get that done, right? So that has to get done. And then you do need to wire your earnest money within a very short period of time. Usually that's they give you 5 days or something, but we wired our earnest money already. Wanted to make sure that we were on the same page with the seller. Chat, so you're asking how many units? So ours is a self-storage unit. It's 175 units. It's 20,000 square feet. I would say when it comes to self-storage, generally you have more self-storage units. You can have more self-storage units on a facility than multifamily. But yeah, okay, here, Ronnie. Appreciate it, Ronnie. I'll show you the beach a little bit here. You guys can see kind of around. Garbage can, but yeah, take a look at the beach. It's awesome. Love coming out here. 175 units, 20,000 square feet, which is not a big property. It's not a small property, kind of like a good starter property, I would say. When you start to get into the 40 and 50,000, maybe like the 50,000 threshold, then it starts to become similar to what you would say in multifamily would be like 100 units and plus. That's kind of an easy way to, I guess, think about it. It's that sort of institutional buyers would probably buy it and probably look at it when you're 100 unit plus, maybe 150 unit plus. Well, in self-storage, it's when you're about 50,000 square feet or higher. So hopefully that gives you an idea of what the comparison would be. Yeah, so hey, appreciate it. Hey, Julianne, thanks for showing up and joining. Ronnie, if you got any questions, just shoot them out. Or if you want to see the beach a little bit more, you want to see like what people are doing and everything, and flip it around here and show you like, hey, there's the beach, right? There's our little thing. Here's Redondo. Awesome. So Martin Cal, thanks for joining and everything. You ask how did you find this deal? This deal was it it was listed. So, went with the broker. So it was something about, you just got to contact the brokers, got to make sure that they know you're serious and that they want to, they want to work with you, right? So you just got to, explain why you are a credible buyer and why they should work with you, and then put the deal under contract, right? So let's see. Talked a little bit about, just the early phases of due diligence. Early phases of putting the deal under contract, right? Wire earnest money, get the escrow agreement done, right? And then concurrently, you're doing a lot of stuff, right? So you're doing a lot of stuff in the background, right? Evelyn knows, right? We're doing a lot of stuff in the background, right? So we got to handle, you got to work on insurance. She's working on insurance right now, working on contractors, figuring out, okay, we got to fix a certain amount of things. How much is it going to cost to fix it? Who would we use to fix it? Right? We're talking to property managers. Who's going to be our property manager? Or in self-storage, you actually can use a property manager to be a consultant, not necessarily to be the actual property manager. It's like two different roles. It's a little bit of a property management light kind of is what you would say. But deciding, do you want to use them as a property manager or do you want to use them as a consultant, right? Different case, different options there. We're working on lending side. The lending side has been a kind of a big hurdle and things like that. So we're certainly working on that side of it. Chet, you mentioned, let's see, what made you decide this area and this asset class? Okay, so let me talk about the asset class first. So asset class wise, self-storage has always been my sort of secondary asset class. So multifamily was primary, self-storage was always secondary, and I spent 95% of the time on multifamily. And then 5% of the time I'd look at self-storage, but I really didn't know how to evaluate it, didn't really know how to buy it, and didn't really know much about it, except for I just kind of liked it, right? And then when COVID hit, it basically kind of gave me time to flip and spend a lot of time on self-storage and really dive into learning how to buy self-storage, why to buy it, some of the advantages to it, and then just looking at a lot of the asset class. And then I started looking at inventory after that, really, and finding out, what was inventory levels like, right? In multifamily, inventory levels are very low and it's very competitive, very hard. And so I wanted to see what it was like in self-storage. And so then, looking around, looking for good deals, talking to a lot of brokers and a lot of different people, and then eventually found one that we were able to put under contract, right? So that's where we are right now. And in terms of the area, to me, in general, I just say I'd like to be in an area that has 250,000 people plus, right? So it has to be a sizable, good sized city, right? Obviously